I would like to explain you what is NoOps and how we supposed to attend this, the way of thinking, I think so, the way how to deliver the software. So yeah, I'm really wondering from some time how we can, right now we have an era of DevOps, and what will be after that. So yeah, let's start from who I am. I'm Piotr Kojałowicz. I'm working in IDEMIA for like half year. I am a DevOps from I think so 3 years. Yeah, so I have a question from you. Raise a hand if any of you hear the word DevOps. Yeah, that's good. So probably most of you will understand my presentation. I'm happy about that. Yeah, when I started 3 years ago, I actually wasn't trained in DevOps. I trained myself to do it, and my first task responsibility was write provisioning software or provisioning script to set up a huge server room, and that was written in Ansible. After that, I started using AWS, and during this transformation, I learned a software which is called Packer. Then from the Packer, I moved to the Docker, from the Docker to the Terraform, and so on and so on. So right now, the thing which I was learned 3 years ago is already, I'm not using that. And I think so similar things happen in any area of IT, and including that is Ops, because we have Ops, then now we have DevOps, and the next level, next iteration will be NoOps. So yeah, I will explain you DevOps a little bit, what is that, and how I am thinking, how we're supposed to think about DevOps, and after that will be better explanation how we can move to NoOps. So yeah, DevOps is a culture, is another guy who is often called actually DevOps engineer, but we're supposed to understand that DevOps is like a way to deliver the software, yeah? When we have a full automation, when we have a full tested everything, when our tests are tested in environment which is similar to production environment, and so on and so on. So whole company is supposed to thinking in the DevOps way. No, we shouldn't consider a person as a DevOps engineer, yeah? We all supposed to be a DevOps actually, yeah? Or at least thinking in this way. So yeah, please understand that DevOps as a culture, not as a person. So what is actually NoOps and how we supposed to understand that? In my opinion, this name NoOps is actually not actually a good one, because under this information, we're supposed to understand that we're using a serverless solution. That's why we call that NoOps, because we don't have this infrastructure part in our software delivering, and that's actually is NoOps. It's not doesn't mean we start firing all the DevOps. We start using mostly or full only solution which are serverless, where we don't have to think about structure. We're just thinking about solution. So yeah, NoOps is not equal no people. We need plenty of engineer to actually deliver the software, but we will be doing that without thinking of infrastructure. So yeah, that's example. I choose to use it example what kind of software could be that, and I actually choose the software which is already used in our company, just a little bit, and I think so after my presentation you will be start using a little bit more. So yeah, it's called Bitbucket pipelines, and why the Bitbucket pipeline is different on the Jenkins, because we don't have to worry about infrastructure. Yeah, this sentence will be repeated a few times, so prepare to that. And actually, do I have it? Point over here. Okay. So okay, yeah. Do you see it from the back? I'm not sure what is written on the screen. That's the question to the last line. Do you see the screen? Okay. So okay. That's actually not the simplest pipeline in the bucket, in bucket pipelines. It's quite a little bit advanced. You already have a test, some approach how to we supposed to do it, pull request, and what we supposed to do it after merge to the master, and so on and so on. But this is only a 16 line of code, so it's quite simple, and that's actually all of it. And we have a politics what we are doing in the pull request. There is even simple test during the pull request, which is checking the our Docker is built properly, and so on and so on. We also have I also use it in this case, 2 different containers to each steps. Yeah, but it's still only 16 line of code. I don't have to worry about where it will be, but I will be still have the same result, which I will be use the Jenkins when I have to create a master, nodes, or write usually a little bit more complicated pipelines, and so on and so on. But on the end, I will have probably the same result, which will be pushed Docker image to the repository. So yeah, actually, because of that, because I write only a 16 line of codes, I already done something in like 15 minutes, including learning how I supposed to write pipelines in Bitbucket pipelines. Yeah. So I would like to understand that this NoOps solution allows us to doing more by doing less. Oh yeah, and to prove that we already in company using some kind of NoOps solution, because we already using serverless solution. For example, we use AWS Lambda, SNS, SOS, Fargate, and in the middle I put it the AWS Aurora, because actually Aurora in her regular solution is you choosing what kind of instance you want to use it. But from some time, they actually have also solution which is called Aurora Serverless Solution. When you're creating a database without worrying on what kind of instance it will be used. So it's also serverless solution. Yeah, and right now, quite more important question: what about money? Because in many analyses, when you consider a server solution without from one side serverless solution, and on the other side you will have a serverless solution. The serverless solution always will be expensive, but in this type of analysis, there is never put the cost of hiring an engineer who is delivering this infrastructure, who is maintaining the cost of this infrastructure, and so on and so on. So, in my opinion, that's the huge mistake in this kind of analysis to compare it, because these two solutions, if we talk only about solution on cloud, it always serverless will be more expensive. But to be fair, we're supposed to consider the cost of hiring someone who is actually doing the job. And yeah, for some conclusion on the end, which I would like to know it from my presentation, DevOps and NoOps is another person, is a type of delivering the software. And we supposed to consider that as a company. And yeah, the other thing is we can actually doing more by doing less, because we can use a simple solution, yeah, and on the end we still will have the same result. And to answering on the question from the beginning, what happened with DevOps in NoOps era? Actually, in my opinion, nothing happened, because these two things can be used at the same time, because the DevOps is a way how we deliver the software, and the NoOps is actually a solution. We can choose it during the delivering the software. So yeah, we still can, these two things can coexist. Are there any questions? Because that's it. Seriously, there is no question? So, yeah.
Okay, so I have a little bit of experience doing some Jenkins jobs, Jenkins pipelines, and are those available from Bitbucket? The 16 lines of code have the same possibilities. They can do pretty much the same that Jenkins jobs do.
That's actually a good question. No. Definitely, Jenkins can do much more. But if we consider that as a Jenkins, it's supposed to be a tool to CI and CD, yeah. The Bitbucket pipeline can do similar things, but often what's happened with the using of the Jenkins, that he's overload. Actually, yeah, I see it in the not in that one, but in the previous company, that Jenkins was a part of the software which was delivered to go to the customer, yeah? So it was part of the interface. So often that's happened actually with the Jenkins. It's overload, it's overused. That's the problem, yeah? You can do more, but it's often not used in the proper way, how it's supposed to, how it was designed like this 20 years ago, I think so, even more. Yeah, and that's the other thing, in my opinion, problem with the Jenkins. Okay, he's full, but the problem is that it's quite idea. So in sometimes probably you will be to actually use it. So that's the answer to your question. Thank you very much. So are any others? Oh, maybe I will be asked a simple question like yes and no. So any of you thinks that let's say even this example, Bitbucket pipelines can be more useful than Jenkins, or it's simple than Jenkins? You can raise a hand if you think that can be simple one. Okay, I convinced these three people. Yeah, like continue this talk which was started by what's your name? Piotr, same name. Yeah, definitely Jenkins will be better because you can do more. You have more plugins. There is more documentation how to use it. It's plenty of more things because it was for many years. Yeah, but it's you have to create an infrastructure, which also taking time to know how to use it. Jenkins. There is a plenty of errors, failures, because when you're using the Jenkins, you have to actually know how it works. Over here, you just more focus what you want to do it and do it. Yeah. Something else? Yeah, definitely. If you look at closely, you're using a Docker image, so it's dependent from you what you are putting to the Docker, and you can use this tool inside a container. Yeah, you are choosing what you want to have it in the Docker. But the problem, which actually, because that's also the good, because in the Bitbucket pipelines, you're paying for a time of running of your jobs, yeah? So if you create a big custom image, you will be probably spending more time, like the pipeline will be using longer, because you will have to pull it the image. So that's the bad side of the Bitbucket pipelines, yeah? You're paying for a time, and if you create a huge image, you're paying just for the image, yeah? Yeah, definitely huge pipelines will fit it over here. You will be able to do it. It will be taking time. It will be generated codes, yeah. That's but you can. No. I was thinking about some solution, but it will be too complicated at the moment. Yeah, this is a good one. It's a good example for something quick, like creating and pushing image. If some of you working with Terraform, actually for applying, we don't use it, but for planning, it will be quite. I think so. You will be get quicker result than in the Jenkins. This pipe take me 2.5 minutes. So, are there any more questions? If not, I will thank you and hope so I don't bore you.